Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
As a demonstration to the enduring warmth of our bilateral relations. So let us raise our hearts in gratitude and anticipation for what tonight represents, a toast to friendship and a vision for a stronger and more interconnected Southern Africa. Welcome once again. Your Excellency, in the spirit of celebration, I have the honor tonight to invite you to address us, and thereafter you propose a toast. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Advocate Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana, Excellency Madam Monica Chakwera, First Lady of the Republic of Malawi, Your Honor Dr. Michael Biswick Usi, Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, Your Honor Catherine Kotanihara MP, Speaker of the Malawi National Assembly and spouse, Your Lordship Robert Nzikamanda SC, Chief Justice of the Republic of Malawi and spouse, Honorable Nancy Tembo MP, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Malawi, Honorable Dr. Penyo Butali, Minister of International Relations of the Republic of Botswana, all the Cabinet and Deputy Ministers here present, Ms. Colleen Zamba, Secretary to the President and Cabinet, and all the government officials here present, Your Excellency Dr. Nancy Sangwemi, Ambassador of the Republic of Zimbabwe to the Republic of Malawi and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellencies, Heads of Mission, and all the members of the Diplomatic Corps here present, members of the delegation of the Republic of Botswana here present, Your Worship, Councilor Esther Sagawa, Mayor of the City of Lilongwe, all the paramount chiefs here present, all the members of Parliament here present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a night for the history books, and I thank all of you for accepting my invitation to this banquet to bear witness to this special chapter in Malawi's journey towards a bright future, a journey that I consider irreversible. In this special chapter of Malawi's history, we gather here to honor our friend and brother, Advocate Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana, who has graciously accepted to bestow on us the joy of a state visit and to be our guest of honor on the occasion of Malawi's 61st birthday tomorrow. Of course, it has not escaped my notice, Mr. President, that you have brought your men's national football team with you for tomorrow's celebration. And I thank you for doing that, and we'll have to wait and see which one of us is the happier president at the end of the 90 minutes. But no matter the outcome of tomorrow's game, it is absolutely right for us to have you, Mr. President, and as our guest of honor. We honor you because you're a true son of Botswana, a great nation that has been a true friend of Malawi ever since Malawi became a republic in 1966. and ever since Botswana gained independence that same year. We honor you because you're a Pan-Africanist who cares as much about the fate of your continent as you do about the fate of your country. For you understand how inextricably linked we Africans are beyond the borders that were imposed on us. We honor you because you are a true Democrat, holding office only by the will of the people of Botswana expressed through a free and fair election, and not by some military coup or rigged election. We honor you because you are a progressive and forward-looking leader, anxious to propel Africa into the future of all things, as demonstrated by the fact that within less than 6 months of being in office, you oversaw the launch of Botswana's first satellite into space. We honor you because you are a fighter, for I do not know if there is any other president on the continent of Africa about whom it can be said that he was leader of opposition, fighting for good governance during the same 5-year period that I was leader of opposition, or that he spent as much time as I did in multiple courts fighting off attempts to dislodge him from the political theater, or that his presidency was hard-won because he was up against strong political realities that had been in place and undisturbed for decades. We honor you because you are a man of action, and it is in a hurry to get things done, to make change happen, to make a difference in the lives of people, and to do it as fast as humanly possible. And we honor you because you are a kindred spirit who has come here because he believes that in the spirit of Malawi, its people, and its government, he has found a partnership in which his values and ideas can thrive. And so, in fact, for all of these reasons, Mr. President, even though we are honoring you tonight, it is really we who are truly honored. We are honored by your presence, we are honored by your friendship, we are honored by your leadership, we are honored by your partnership, we are honored by your vision. So, as a tribute to this great man, I invite you all here to stand and raise your glasses in a toast to the personal good health of Advocate Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana, to the continued success of his government, to the peace and prosperity of the great people of the Republic of Botswana, and to the fruitful friendship between our two republics. Cheers.
Thank you. Let's get seated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for that powerful message tonight, emphasizing much on the friendship that we have Malawi and Botswana. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We're moving on with the program this evening, Your Excellency, as I now have the honor and privilege to invite Advocate Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana. Khalibro, President.
Let me begin as I should, on a note of humility. Recognize each and every one of you here individually and personally, and appreciate your presence here this evening. I notice that tricky constitutional threesome that forms government, comprising the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, is eminently represented here in the person, as I understood, of my Lord the Chief Justice, representing the judiciary. I heard that the Speaker of the National Assembly is also here, leading and representing the legislature, responsible for crafting and fashioning laws, re-engineering society using the instruments of law, which laws are then interpreted by the judiciary. And in the process of interpretation, the judiciary sometimes tells us it is merely interpreting and not legislating. But we all know that in their construing of the law, to construe is also to construct. And so as they interpret, they legislate. And that is why those who tell us what law is sometimes remind us, as Oliver Wendell Holmes did. He says, prophecies of what the courts will do in fact, and nothing more pretentious, is what is meant by law. So the laws that the judges purport to interpret, they also write and rewrite. And they give us sometimes some sound jurisprudence that is both liberating and empowering. The executive is also here, represented by no less a person than the person of the President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, accompanied by the First Lady. He leads an important and powerful part of this constitutional threesome, the executive. These other two branches are powerful in their own rights, but they do not wield the sword. He does. They do not control the purse strings. He does. And so there is need always for a harmony and understanding amongst these three branches, because they are the pillars of government. They run the country. We are all trying to construct a road to peace, stability, and prosperity not just for Malawi and Botswana, but for the rest of the African continent. We must always be mindful and understand that the toll road to success and prosperity is never linear. It is not smooth. It is characterized by rifts and valleys, by dips and rises, challenges and complexities. We've seen some of these. We've borne witness. The present government in Malawi was born out of some strife when it appeared that the outcome of an election did not represent the will of the people. We witnessed, even from afar, those of us who watched, cared, and counted. We witnessed with trepidation, dread, and anxiety, fearing that the outcome would remain what it has always been in other parts of Africa, a subversion of the will of the people, a bastardization of democracy. We saw, remarkably, when the army stood firm and stood tall and stood on the side of the people and allowed them to express openly and publicly their disenchantment, their discontent, and their desire for their will to be respected and upheld. This act of courage fortified even the justices who had to resolve the disputes that arose from that election. We know the efforts that took place behind the scenes. We heard some of the accounts were anecdotal but no less potent. But the justices of the court stood firm and rendered a decision that upheld the will of the people and ordered a rerun. The outcome is now a matter of record. I raise this issue in order to underscore two issues. First, it took tremendous courage for the army to take the position that it did. We must appreciate and applaud their fortitude. And it took courage and standing jurisprudential acumen for those judges to decide the way they did. This served as an example and an inspiration to others that the will of the people must be respected under all circumstances. And so we stand here today in awe, admiration, and appreciation of those efforts, modest as they seem at face value, but potent in their overall effect and implication. We in Botswana witnessed a slightly different, maybe markedly different scenario, exemplified by different patterns and rhythms. We had an election on the 30th of October, 2024. We went into that election with a behemoth of a political party that had been in power for 58 years. that did not expect to lose the election, that was confident that the outcome would be decisively in its favor. And well, they were entitled to believe so, for we all do when we go into a contest. We don't go in to lose, even when the odds are stacked against us. The dice were loaded against the organization that I led and still do. We went into that election fighting on principle, a resolute commitment to fundamental rights, and a desire for change. Our message was simple, it was clear, and it was precise. Happily, it resonated with the majority of the people, and they went into the polling stations and voting booths and expressed their will. In the dead of the night, after counting had begun, the president made a call to me. He said to me, "It looks on the results as they have come thus far that you are poised to win. It is early days yet. We are hoping we will bounce back." I thanked and congratulated him and wished him well. He called again in the morning, long before the counting had been anywhere near completion. He said, "These results indicate that you are firmly in the lead and will become the next president of the country." He said, "I want you to know that if the results end like this, I will concede. I have absolutely no intention of doing anything but accept the outcome." And a while later, he called again and said, "I am now going to hold a press conference at which I will formally and publicly concede." He went to the venue of the press conference and called from there to the full glare of the media, spoke with me, conceded, and congratulated me. At 3:00 in the afternoon of that same day, the final results were announced, and the 58-year-old reign of the Botswana Democratic Party had come to an end in a thumping victory for the umbrella for democratic change. I did not gloat. I focused on securing the reins of power, and so began a new chapter for the Republic of Botswana. I saw the former president a few days ago. I saw him on television with his wife. They were glowing. They were looking happy and healthy. Evidence that there was no persecution against them, there was no harassment, there were no recriminations of any sort. That also is an abiding lesson to all of us. We must have this spirit exemplified in the seamless change of power, transfer from a party that had ruled for 58 years to one that was taking over peacefully. And that meant that Botswana had now passed the sternest of tests in relation to the depth of its democracy. And I stand here as a proud representative of that democracy, that society that produced the two leaders I've referenced. We are here today because these examples must resonate across the breadth and dimensions of the African continent. We must send a message to the whole world that democracy does, can, and will continue to thrive on the African soil. I am grateful to be here today, in part on the occasion of the 61st anniversary of the Republic of Malawi. You've come a long way. We are still well on course. We carry the ardent hopes of the people of our countries. We move in forward strides. With focus, with dedication, with commitment. And I'd like at this point to seal it off by proposing a toast to the continued good relations between Botswana and Malawi. Refill your glasses and raise them. To continued friendship, abiding affinities of love and fellowship, to the prosperity of these two great nations, to all of us, to the President. Cheers. It remains then for me to thank you all for the privilege of your company here tonight and the pleasure of your kind attention. Thank you so very much.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.